My name is Malual. I'm from South Sudan, and when I was just 7 years old, I became a refugee. Once upon a time, I participated in the Right to Play program while living in the refugee camp in Uganda, and it changed my life. Right to Play has shaped my life in ways that I could never have imagined. And tonight, I want to share my story with you. I fled the civil war in Sudan with my mother and my siblings. We left everything we owned and everyone we knew behind. We lost our home. We lost our community. We lost our dignity. And we fled for our lives. It took us days to escape, first traveling on a cargo flight, and then in a standing room only on the back of a truck. When we finally arrived at the Imbefu refugee camp in northern Uganda, we were tired, dirty, and angry. I had hoped that our struggle was over, but it was actually just beginning. Everything was chaos. We had no possessions, stood in endless lines, and endured harassment from officials. Even simple communication was a struggle because the camp was filled with people from many tribes who spoke different languages. Children of different ethnic groups would constantly fight instead of leaving behind the tribal divisions in South Sudan. I was constantly afraid. I felt like the world would never be safe again. I had always liked school, but it became my sanctuary in the refugee camp. The teachers at my school were trained by Right to Play and ran an after-school program that I quickly joined. It became my escape, the bright light in the dark I so desperately needed. I was seen as more than just a refugee. I wasn't a statistic. I was a person with power and potential inside of me. I was given opportunities to lead and discovered I was really good at it. Through Right to Play, I finally felt valuable, worthy, and full of something I hadn't felt for a long time. Hope. Finally, I had a direction. I remember play days vividly. They were the absolute best days of my life. Right to Play invited every child in the camp to sing, dance, and play. We could be kids. After experiencing so much pain, the songs and games lifted my spirits. I believe they helped to heal me in a way that nothing else could. They helped me come back to life. When I played with other children, no matter what tribes they belonged to, we forgot our differences and became one team. I learned the spirit of forgiveness and tolerance. If I had not taken part in those activities, I would have remained tribal-minded and against the virtue of peace. I remember how we used to play Right to Play games with a set of colored balls. Each color had a significant meaning. Red was used for games where we learned numeracy and literacy. Black for physical development. Yellow for feelings and emotion. Green for health and well-being. But my favorite ball was the blue one. It was used in group games and discussions around teamwork, peace building, and cooperation. It was during those games and discussions where I discovered my future path in life. I decided to dedicate my life to changing from the culture of war to a culture of peace. 7 years ago, my family and I finally returned back to South Sudan. But our homecoming was short-lived. Soon we had to flee yet again due to renewed fighting and seek refuge in Ugandan camp. Although this was devastating for me, it's also how I realized the full impact of my right to play experience. I realized I needed to share what I've learned to help rebuild my country. And so my work began. I reconnected with friends I met 10 years earlier when I was a child in Right to Play program. These are people I should have hated because they are from different tribes. But instead of hating one another, we've come together as a team, just as we did as children during Right to Play games. We know that our generation can only build a better future by working together. With support from the UN Refugee Agency and the friends I met through Right to Play, I co-founded the Leadership and Peace Building Organization, the African Youth Action Network. We provide youth with safe space to share their thoughts and promote their rights. All of us in the network are from different tribes. We are Nuers, Dinkas, and Equatorians, a mirror of South Sudan. We teach tolerance, perseverance, and how to embrace diversity. I was inspired by Right to Play to become a peace builder and a leader. I learned that youth need to be involved in decisions that affect their lives. They need to be included. They need to have a voice, not just representation. It was Right to Play who taught me that I have a voice that matters and how to use it. My work isn't easy. Not everybody wants peace. My life has been threatened more than 5 times. I've been in security facilities. It's a very risky job, but I believe that it's worth the sacrifice to make a positive change in my country. You see, in my country, youth are often used as a tools of war, but it doesn't have to be that way. I believe that youth have the potential to be the agents of peace. They can make a difference in their communities today and build a better tomorrow. And we need them now more than ever. Thank you for being here tonight and listening to my story. I've traveled a long road from a child refugee to a peace builder and a global youth leader. But I believe that this is only the beginning. As a victim of Africa's longest civil war, my dream is to continue fighting for peace until it prevails in my country. I want to thank you for helping children like me defeat despair and discover possibility. Although my experience as a refugee is a part of my story, it was never the entire story. There are millions of children around the world who are more than a statistic. They are waiting to find their voice and their way. Thank you for believing in them like I do, and may God bless you.